Jasmine Crockett accused Lee Zeldin of receiving a donation from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. Jasmine Crockett! That's the wrong Jeff. Not only was she blatantly wrong about which Jeffrey Epstein made the donation, the bigger kicker is the donation in question was made after the Jeffrey Epstein, was pronounced dead. Did she even try? After she was confronted about giving out misleading information, her response wasn't accountability. Her response was, I said somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, not the Jeffrey Epstein. You're right, Jasmine. You weren't misleading the public when you said Jeffrey Epstein, because everybody thinks of the Dr. Jeffrey Epstein when you say Jeffrey Epstein. Come on, gang! That was sarcasm. Crockett recklessly made these accusations defending Stacey Plaskett, who was texting the Jeffrey Epstein for real during a congressional hearing. What the hell? Jeff asked her, is you chewing gum? She said, not anymore. They exchanged a few more messages, and at the end, Jeffrey Epstein tells her good work. Good work! Stacey, are you working for the House of Representatives or are you working for Epstein? Which one is it? Epstein was obviously pulling strings behind the curtain. Stacey Plaskett, you were one of those strings. Oh my God. And Jasmine had the nerve to tell us we shouldn't be worried about the congresswoman texting the major child predator. Can we be for real? The Democratic Party better get a mop because the beans is about to spill.
What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and yes, another Jasmine Ratchet video. This time she put her stinking roach-stomping feet in her mouth, and boy, she looks like a clown. She is trending right now. Her own side is embarrassed for her, and even The View, yes, the menopausal table known as The View, is calling her out. Now, for those of you who don't know what's going on, don't worry. I'm about to walk you through it. So Jasmine Crockett thought she was cooking on the Congress floor, and she began to name GOP individuals as well as organizations that had a donor named Jeffrey Epstein. So as we can see from this article here, Jasmine Crockett badly misfires in a factual challenge attack on Lee Zeldin over Jeffrey Epstein. This dumbass think that there's only one Jeffrey Epstein in the world. She just an idiot, dude, I swear. So this is her, okay? And we'll listen, like, this is so embarrassing. Like, I can see why the Democrats are like, no, we're not going to back this woman. No, she makes us look really stupid. But watch her think she cooking on the Congress floor when she's like, then he got a donation from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here we go.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review. This is absolutely ridiculous.
She thought she was cooking. She's like, yeah, so they got paid by the PDF file, Jeffrey Epstein, right? And she's sitting here thinking like, oh yeah, we about to expose you. When her side is the side that was real cozy with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, of course, Lee Zeldin put her on blast. He actually, wait a minute, she also got community noted too. So I forgot to mention that. So it says Lee Zeldin received campaign contributions from Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. No relations to that old nasty Jeffrey Epstein, okay? They are not related. And so he says, yes, Crockett, a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who is a totally different person than the other Jeffrey Epstein, donated to a prior campaign of mine. And he had the nerve. By the way, I'm not mad at him, but he had the nerve to go and do the clap talking. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, you gonna understand my language. No freaking relations, you genius. Now, he shouldn't have called her a genius. I know he's being sarcastic, but you need to end it with an ad hominem, okay? This is how you do it. Now, for some crazy reason, this heifer team did not look up all these people named Jeffrey Epstein. It's such an unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? And these people have to walk around with this name that has been sullied because of a PDF file. So we have a Jeffrey Epstein in, what is this, in New York? We have one from Western University, you know what I'm saying, construction worker, one in Israel, one in Virginia Beach. So you have a lot of Jeffrey Epsteins, but guess what you also have? You have a lot of Jasmine Crockett's. Oh, you hate to see it. Look at this. Look at these unfortunate. There's a white one named, oh my God, there's several white ones named Jasmine Crockett. Like, this is such an unfortunate thing that you got black and white women named Jasmine Crockett. I wonder, does she think she's the only Jasmine Crockett in the world? Now, it gets even worse from here. So she goes on The Source with Caitlin Collins, and she tries to save face, and I'm sure some of you have seen it, but if you haven't seen it, get ready for an eye roll. It's going to really, it's going to trip you out. I promise you. Watch this.
Democrat who's been on defense over Jeffrey Epstein is Stacey Plaskett. She represents the Virgin Islands. She was texting with Jeffrey Epstein the day of Michael Cohen's hearing. Her questions pretty closely followed the text messages between the two of them to ask about Rona Graff, Trump's longtime assistant. You were defending her today, or in recent days, yesterday, and you talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to...
Hold on. I got to fact check because she says a lot of lies, okay? First of all, you thought this was the PDF file Jeffrey Epstein. If you thought it was a regular Jeffrey Epstein, you would have never mentioned his name. Who cares? That's just saying, if you got a donation from Sarah Clark, all right? If you like, yeah, these following Republicans got a donation from Sarah Clark. And if you read off those names and then you like, they all got a donation from Sarah Clark, people are going to say, who the hell is Sarah Clark? But when you say Jeffrey Epstein, you know you actually mean the deceased PDF file. That's who you know you mean. Otherwise, why mention a name that nobody cares about? Why mention a name that nobody knows? Also, why mention a name that is irrelevant? You thought you were cooking, and this thing about they springed it on you. You said you had your team dig for this and they only had 20 minutes. And she's about to say it again in this broadcast here. But it's like, who's the they? You're supposed to have a team to actually fact check all of this. And you seriously thought it was the PDF file, Jeffrey Epstein. So I'm going to she goes through a lot of lies. So I'm going to stop every time she lies and actually debunk the lie. So let's go ahead from that again.
Do you want to correct the record on the people that...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled. And that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein.
You never said a Jeffrey Epstein. You never said a Jeffrey Epstein. Let's listen to what this ratchet ass heifer said.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein.
So somebody folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. From somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. You didn't say from a Jeffrey Epstein. So this is a thing. Lucky she's on CNN. They basically let her get away with this lying. But I'm not gonna let you get away with it. Not today, Satan.
Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
You just told a lie. You literally just told a lie. You literally just said, well, people who got a donation from a man named Jeffrey Epstein. Why mention the name if you're not going to make it seem like it's from the deceased Jeffrey Epstein? This right here is she's trying to gaslight us. It's not working.
Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein.
He literally said, let me give you the tweet again. He said, yes, Crockett, a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. No freaking relations, you genius. He literally told you it's not the same Jeffrey Epstein. When Trump said that this woman is low IQ, I don't know if he was thinking he was trying to like get a zinger, but she really, really, really is low IQ.
He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to...
From a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Not a PDF file Jeffrey Epstein. So there's no need for you to mention his name if you were not trying to make a connection from the PDF file Jeffrey Epstein to the Dr. Jeffrey Epstein.
Mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein.
What you mean take and trust what he says? You looked at the donation. All you got to do is look at the address. Not only that, though, but the doctor, this right here, this doctor is still alive. He made this donation when the PDF file, Jeffrey Epstein, was, I guess you could say, conveniently taken care of. Because I don't believe he 86'd himself. You can forget that. So, like it doesn't take a rocket science to do a little bit of fact checking and comparison. Like the real PDF file, Jeffrey Epstein is not alive today. So why would you think he donated from the grave? Gosh, she's so stupid.
But I was not attempting to mislead anybody.
Yes, you was.
I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
If you had 20 minutes, you should have fact checked it. You should have seen when it was donated from, what area it was donated from, because those donations tell you the state or maybe even the full address. And you was like, I got it, y'all. We got Jeffrey Epstein. Woo, them Democrats gonna be proud of me. I got them Republicans right where I need them.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know.
Then you shouldn't have said anything. You should have shut up. You should have shut your ass up. You shouldn't have said nothing. I don't understand. She didn't know, but she gonna sit up here and like flex like she wrong. That meme where, and I know it's offensive to some of y'all, but it's very true in this situation where you have the cartoon image of a black woman says, I'm ignorant and I'm wrong and I'm gonna be loud about it. That's Jasmine Crockett.
When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out.
If you couldn't do it in 20 minutes, then don't do it at all. You can't sit up here and do a rush job. Also, you really thought that was the real Jeffrey Epstein, the PDF file. She's just lying.
From just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein.
Then what's the point of saying Jeffrey Epstein if it's not that PDF file? Why would it be relevant to take on a nobody Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? She's so stupid. This is the reason why the Democrats are like, yes, man, I'm so glad that she got redistricted. She is embarrassing to the Democratic Party. She is. She really is. And we love when she does this. We love when she talks because holy smokes, she makes our side look so good.
Because I knew that we would need more time to really dig in.
Well, Stacey Plaskett was texting the Jeffrey Epstein that we're all talking about. You voted against the censure for her to remove her from her committees. You know, we pressed the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, on this last night. Maybe you don't think she should be removed from her committees. Correct. But why do so many Democrats seem unwilling to say it's inappropriate to be texting with a registered sex offender about what you're going to...
Because they're hypocrites.
...to ask a witness at a congressional hearing.
So I'm not going to necessarily say that that's the case. Now, this is somebody that was a former prosecutor. Now, I haven't sat down and talked about all the specifics of why Stacey was doing what she was doing. I know that when she got up and she spoke, she talked about the fact that this is one of her constituents. At the end of the day, what I know of prosecutors is that they are typically talking to co-defendants. They are typically talking to the people that have the best information. And what you had was...
See, here's the thing. I'm not going to listen to no more. It's just a bunch of lies, but... it's okay when they do it. See, when they are cozying up to a PDF file, it's okay. It's all right. It's nothing wrong with that. But oh my God, let Trump be in a very old picture. I think it was 30 years ago or something like that. Let him be in a very old picture with the PDF file. And next thing y'all want to do is y'all want to impeach him. Give me a break. But let me tell you something. The View out of all people shocked me. They kept it 100. They called Jasmine Crockett out. I was like, wait a minute. Now, FYI, Whoopi isn't there. Okay. So maybe that's why they had more common sense. Maybe that's why the common sense was at the menopausal table, because Whoopi wasn't there. But check this out. You know things are bad when the liberals on The View are calling out Jasmine Crockett for blatantly lying. Let's go ahead and check that out, because this was something I had to see myself before I played it. It is going to make your jaw drop.
Both sides of the aisle are hurling accusations about ties with Epstein. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett had to walk back false claims against some Republicans.
But she didn't walk back. She just basically tried to cover up. Like, no, I was talking about the Jeffrey Epstein. I said, a Jeffrey. She did not say no, a Jeffrey Epstein. She said they was donated from a man named Jeffrey Epstein, basically trying to pin it on the PDF file. We know what's going on, but whatever.
Even she is involved here. And House Oversight Committee Chairman pointed the finger at Democrats. She is the chairman.
Mm-hmm. Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin.
My team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
You just don't
because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people.
Okay, it is also false that Mitt Romney and the NRCC took money. What's the NRCC?
The National Republican Congressional Committee.
Okay.
And she named Lee Zeldin, who also did not take
So
money.
it's not true that they took money from Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah. So is this...
a different Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, yeah, it's a different... It's so confusing
but Joy,
and annoying.
This is why people...
It's not confusing and annoying, Joy. Well, somebody with no joy. It's not confusing. She tried to say that all of these individuals and its organizations that's run by the GOP, the Republicans, took, I guess you could say, PDF money from a PDF file named Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. And that's what she tried to say. Why mention the name? Why mention the name? Let's rewind it because I talked over it for a second.
So is this
a different Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, it's a different It's so confusing
but Joy,
and annoying.
This is why people get so frustrated with politicians.
Yeah.
Something horrible was done. We all agree on that. Epstein engaged in horrific crimes.
Yeah.
But people care more about, well, my team didn't do it, your team did.
Yeah.
And why is this a political issue?
Exactly.
It's
also
sex abuse of children.
When she said, my team looked into this quickly, when you're going to throw out an accusation that big, which we all know this case is that big, just own it, say it was a mistake, and move on, because to then try to say, well, they lie and we don't lie, again, it's the distrust in Congress and our politicians.
But the bottom line is, and you've said this before, Sarah, this is not a partisan issue. This is not a
right, but I'm speaking purely to don't sling an accusation out on the congressional floor and not dial it back quickly, abruptly say, I got it wrong, and move on, because it isn't political. It's criminal.
It's hellish at this point. I don't know why there are two sides to an issue about child sexual abuse.
There isn't.
There aren't two sides to it. It's shameful.
Woo! Oh my God, these people. Anyway, what can you expect from The View? But I think the only reason they pushed that far was because Whoopi wasn't there. But anyway, I'm not going to make a long video about this. I wanted to basically call her out. This is a bad look. This is a really, really bad look. You have a lot of people on the Democratic Party that are being exposed for engaging with Jeffrey Epstein, the PDF file one. And all these demon rats do is project it on the Republicans. But let me know what you think, okay, by leaving a comment below this video. Don't forget to give me a like. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. And by the way, let's see. If you tired of Jasmine Ratchet, yo, put a horse emoji in the chat if you made it this far, okay? Either put a horse emoji or a poo-poo emoji. Yeah, there we go. So put either, if you made it this far, put a horse emoji or a poo-poo, doo-doo emoji. You know what I'm saying? Put one of those in the chat, in the comment section. Let me know you made it this far, okay? I'll be glad to like every emoji, every comment that has that emoji in it, okay? I'll see you guys on the next video. Later, taters!